Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jan here for another edition of Facebook Pixels AI custom conversions craziness. This is going to be a good one. Now it's going to be a little bit longer, probably. I have no clue because this is from the field, man. There is no book written on this because I'm the first one that talks about it. But, it's in my voice. That's what I mean. Anyway, glad you're here. Let's dig in. So, this is what I call the combination AI Facebook custom conversion generator, because we're going to create some content here on the fly. I've sort of cheated a little bit here, but I'll tell you what that is in a second. And I'm going to show you how you build out a standard sort of book a call funnel, I should say, not a book funnel, book a call funnel, and how you can optimize using Facebook for particular conversion points during that experience. So I'm just going to tell you what I did, and you can simulate this in your own world. Basically, I loaded up good old Claude here. So this is the AI component of today's presentation. And I told Claude, act as an expert funnel website creator. I like to sort of feed the engine, if you will, the AI engine with a seed on who am I, what do I want. Now, you can get all kinds of fancy with this. I like to keep it basic, and it's because I know what I'm doing. That's a joke, by the way. Okay, so act as a funnel website creator. Create 4 pages in this format because I like to kind of have a little cleaner output. And I want page 1 to be a landing page for a lead magnet, like a checklist. With a form on it, name, email, and a submit button, right? Page 2, a thank you page for that lead magnet. And so you can download the checklist there, but also a link to book a call if you want to learn more about the business and or the products. Page 3 is a book a call page. Page 4 is a thank you for booking a call page. So you can see it's a fairly standard but fairly simple funnel here. And we can talk about all kinds of fancy when it comes to dressing up the pages and headlines and subheads and benefit statements and all kinds of sneaky things we can do with JavaScript and hiding buttons until the right moment if we have a video on there. But we're not going to go there. But just know we have all kinds of tricks in the book here, up the sleeve, I should say. So basically then it starts generating all this wonderful code here. You can see it. It's book 3. It's basically outputting all this nice little code for us. Here's the booking confirmation page. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so here it is. Landing page, clean professional design, thank you page, book call page, booking confirmation page. And it even says here, implement this in production, replace the Calendly placeholder with your actually Calendly embed. That's a calendar widget, right? Calendly. We use also HubSpot, and there's a number of tools out there in the marketplace. Set up the proper handling, feed it back to your CRM, branding, etc. We're going to skip all that. And I said, thanks. Can you finally create a graphical depiction of the workflow funnel style? And so I did all of that. But I didn't like it the way that it outputted, and I'll show you in a second. So I said, can you show it from left to right instead with an arrow between them indicating customer experience flow? And so I did all of that, and basically what we have is we have the output right here. Let's see. There it is. Great. I picked the right one. So I said landing page to thank you page to booking page to confirmation of that booking. Simple workflow here, simple funnel. But in fact, make no mistake, this is a powerful funnel. This is one that you can implement in your business today or tomorrow if you're quick. And ultimately, what we want to do here is we want to make sure that we're not only tracking the steps here, but we want to feed the algorithm for Facebook with a little bit of data here so that we can tell the system, Facebook that is, Meta, that we want more of a certain type of people. So can we tell Facebook that we want more of those people that want the checklist? Can we tell it, hey, we want actually to go a little deeper and we want more of those people who go to the booking page, or even the ones who are ready to confirm a booking, right? Well, we can do that. Now, with the standard, the way that Facebook has set this up, as you have seen from another video, a couple of videos I've done now, I'll link to it underneath this video. Basically, you can have a lead particular event fire. You can have a purchase event fire. You can have initiate checkout. There's all these defaults, if you will. But we're going to create it custom here because this is our funnel. We like to have fun with it. So let's go. Now, one of the things that I did is I kind of jumped ahead a little bit and I broke it into my little Miro whiteboard. And you can see here, I basically pulled it from AI output and slapped it into here. That's the technical term, slapping it. So what we now can say is that we have step 1, 2, 3, 4 through a very simple funnel for what we call a book funnel, right? But this is the lead magnet, and this is how we create interest and desire for a particular thing that we have, and then put up related content to really create some level of indoctrination that they can actually take action and go further. So we've created interest, desire. We're moving in through the funnel here. Now, how do we set this up inside Facebook? That is the question. So what I've done is I've loaded up the good old Facebook Ads Manager here. This is actually Business Manager. And you have to go to business.facebook.com, by the way. It's not the Ads Manager, even though they are all sort of interconnected here. And once you do, you go to the Events Manager, and you're going to see something like this. And keep in mind, if this is a month from now, the screen may even look different because there's a lot of updates that happen here all the time. But for now, we're looking at this. And you want to select custom conversions. If you remember, we talked about the pixel and the lead pixel and data sources in the other video. We're going to basically speak to our funnel by telling Facebook, here are the steps and the conversion points that we're interested in tracking, but also assigning value to for our system here. So what we do is, if you recall, we were right here. And I think I didn't blow it out. It's basically Miro acting up. Okay, there it is. Actually, I did blow it out, so pardon me, but you get the drift. So we have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay, easy enough, guys and gals. Here's what we do. This would be, actually, we're going to skip step 1, because really step 1 is a page view. It's just rendering the page. There's ultimately no conversion we want to optimize for, because the ad is shown to your perfect audience, right? Hopefully you've set that up right. And when you click on it, it goes to the lead page, which then goes to the confirmation of the checklist. So ultimately what we want to do here is this, I'll just call it simple names here. You want to give it more detail here than this, but you get the idea. So now I can come down here and say anything that is a step 2 in the URL, we want to let Facebook know that we want to look at that particular URL. And if we find it, we want to create a custom conversion, and we want to call it step 2, right? And then you hit create. Next one is, if you recall, we're over here, step 3, the booking page, right? So now I can come in here and do the same thing. It's the same thing. So I'll just do it like that. And once again, very simply, we want to include step 3 as our booking page custom conversion. And this now becomes an event to us, or to the system, that we can use, and we can look at it inside the Facebook Ads Manager when we run. If we select those columns inside the Facebook Manager, we can actually look at it and say, hey, were these guys actually converting? Did it actually render and hit here? The final one is the confirmation page, right? So we're going to then go in here and set this up. So now it's step 4, and we'll just leave it at that. Confirmation page for booking, right? We'll just call this booking. And again, come right on down here, contains step 4. I like to include the slash, but you don't have to. There is an option here to do equals. You want to be, just as a little tip here, because I think if you're a little bit familiar with this, you probably have done this, where somewhere earlier in the URL or later in the URL, there is a similar name. So if you just call this step, well, now it's going to include step 1, 2, 3. This doesn't make sense. It needs to be unique. So step 4, right? And then you create this guy. Now we have essentially created 3 steps here. So step 2, 3, and 4. And we didn't do this. We can, but really it's your default go-to page, and you already have events that are firing for that. It's not really a conversion event, although you can set it up as a landing page view event and start optimizing for it. But this is not helpful at all. I see this in some systems where they're optimizing to get them to the page. We are a direct response marketing agency, and that's what we do. We focus on conversions, not awareness, not, happy clickers and all of that garbage, right? I mean, let's get serious for a moment. We want to get sales. And so leads and conversions. And so now, if we're driving the right traffic in, we're getting to a killer landing page with a free checklist. We get to a thank you page here. We have step 2, that conversion point already established. And if they're interested and you have created some really smart communication here, help them. Maybe there's a video on here as well in this step 2 that says, hey, listen, not only can you get this checklist, but we have live case studies and a free webinar or a live webinar. We're inviting just a few people to come in here. Like, you want to restrict it a little bit, make it a little exclusive. Happy to talk you through what that is and what the expectation is. But we are screening people. We want to make sure it's a good fit, and it's just a 15-minute call to see how we can help you. Go ahead and book right now, okay, with a smile. And then they head over, and step 3 will be fired in terms of the event, the triggering, right? Then on the booking page, which is a Calendly object or HubSpot or similar, they will schedule their call, have a couple of input questions here about, what's the validity of your business? What do you do, etc.? Are you the sole decision maker? Make sure you qualify them a little bit here, and you can put those fields right into the calendar object here. Once they hit submit, step 4 fires off. Booking confirmed. Now, everything is tracking. Everything is looking good. You're getting not only traffic to the front end, you're providing value here, adding a video, more value, custom personal invite, more value, confirmation, more value. Perhaps you have even a bonus here, something to get them enticed, excited to get ready for the meeting. So maybe it's a quick little homework assignment, and value all over this funnel, right? And since you have set up Facebook correctly with the custom conversions, you'll actually see them show up here. And one thing to note, once you set these up, you want to go ahead and render the pages with these events already set up so that these can actually become active, because we want one render to happen for all of those before you kick off the campaign. Because that way, not only does it go green, but you know that, okay, it's working, it's firing off, everything's looking good, we are good to go, okay? Now, one thing that really becomes a very essential question to go back to the funnel is, what should you optimize for? And when I say optimize for, I mean, if you are looking at somebody who is just getting the checklist, that's fine, because it's one step in the funnel experience. It's one step closer to getting to know you and your business, and it's all good. But wouldn't it be make more sense to optimize deeper in the funnel? So you can literally say, I want this to be a conversion campaign type, so sales conversion campaign type, and I want more of those people that typically go deeper in the funnel, which are booking page people, right? Now, there's a caveat to this. If you don't have a lot of data on this and you're starting fresh, the deeper you go to the right, the more you optimize for what I would call a more of an SQL, like a sales qualified lead, the longer it's going to take, assuming you don't have unlimited budget, the longer it's going to take, and it's going to be more expensive typically. So you might see a landing page to a conversion for, say, a cost per lead here for this guy to be $3 to $5, let's call it. Generalizing, but you get the idea. And if you get 3 to 5 CPLs, cost per leads, you or your boss might say, fantastic work. Great. We're getting really cheap leads in. Well, cheap doesn't mean always good quality, right? So you got to have some really solid copywriting, some solid value here to get them to move forward. So what we typically do is we try to get this object optimized at the least, the booking page. But we also have the opportunity to test and validate this. We have budgets to work with. We also have some data points that would say that this comes in at maybe $30 to $50, let's call it, right? And maybe up to $100, And this $100 to $150 to even $200, depending. I mean, hey, I'm just generalizing so you get the idea of, wow, the data and the cost for each funnel step is vastly different. And that is correct. So just keep this in mind. Because you may get very excited about the idea that you have a lot of leads coming in at a low cost, but none of these people are booking. And so, okay, you got a bunch of leads here, and there's stuff you can do with this list and email follow-up and etc. But, if you're selling a high ticket, which is typically what we do and the companies we work with, you're not going to do too well because you're spending money and you're not getting it back. Now, what we like to do here is really, really dial in on the research and the analysis beforehand to really validate who is the perfect client or customer. We work with clients typically, but once you define that, you can really dial in the messaging here so that by the time they get to the checklist, they'd be like, wow, dude, this is great. Thank you so much. And yes, I like a video. I'd like to move to the next step and get into the booking page and then the confirmation. Again, you may have several more steps in here. That's okay. You can still build out those custom conversions and then assign them values and assign them names and tell Facebook, I want to optimize for that particular event in the series, right? So I think that kind of closes it out here, guys and gals. I just wanted to show this to you because it's an important one. And if you haven't dealt with this before, maybe this is the first time you're seeing it. I hope this really helps you to think about how to structure your funnels, how to assign values and event triggers as you move through it, and also let Facebook know. Now, interestingly, we talk about Facebook, Meta. This is very similar to all of the platform. So LinkedIn, Google, we do a lot of YouTube ads as well. Same thing. Now, there's some levels of sophistication you can get into here by feeding data points back that are offline, values that have been compiled and set in Excel sheets. We integrate with Zapier and all kinds of good stuff here. But we're not going to go there during this video. Just suffice it to say, I think we've covered the question of how do you use AI to create a funnel? How do you use Facebook to get custom conversions set up? And how do you actually describe the workflow and show it in a quick video, which now is almost 20 minutes, guys. Thank you for hanging out here. If you like it, subscribe, comment. And hey, if you can't tell already, I have a lot of fun with this stuff. And it can be a little frustrating at times, and especially if ads and campaigns are not working. But it's all doable, guys. This is the stuff that works. All right? See you in the next video.